As a PC gamer, I think the next generation of consoles is going to be interesting. I think the current generation of consoles is an embarrassment, and I think the last generation of consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One, was the one that actually completely destroyed the AAA industry. Discuss in the comments. I mean, that was the generation where the focus seemed to solely be on graphics and cinematic presentation, dumbing down gameplay, and completely throwing performance metrics in the garbage as long as it looked really cool and you got lots of sweat pores on everybody's faces. No one cares about the gameplay. People are completely and openly willing to replace gameplay praise with graphical praise and performance metrics with graphical praise, and weaving storytelling into gameplay and using video games as a storytelling medium in a smart and intelligent way. No, we don't need that. We just need the thing to be more like movies. Everything should just be cutscene, walking sequence, combat arena. Cutscene, walking sequence, combat arena. That's the most innovative way to tell stories, right?
Right? Wrong!
So yeah, I think the 8th generation of consoles destroyed AAA gaming. Discuss. But through the last couple console generations, the PC gaming sphere has been growing exponentially. PC gaming is now much larger than console gaming, and it's pretty clear that the industry as a whole is moving towards a PC-centric future. Xbox's next console is allegedly going to be basically just a PC in a box with Xbox branding on it. PlayStation is pretty much abandoning all of their first-party exclusivity, permanent exclusivity at least, for timed exclusivity and then releases on the PC. Not too long ago, Capcom announced that they are making the lion's share of their money off of PC gamers now, and the reasons for this really shouldn't be that difficult to understand. The average gamer is now more than tech literate enough to get Steam up and running on their computer, or maybe swap out a graphics card, or at the very least understand graphics cards and CPUs well enough to buy a pre-built. That's not to say that consoles are going to go away in the future. I think there's always going to be a market for consoles, but it's going to look very different in the next few years, in the next generation especially. And that brings us to today's topic. So I saw this tweet from MBG the other day. You guys remember MBG, right? My boy, Gonads. That's the first one that came to mind. But anyways, my boy Gonads tweeted out, "Are you more likely to buy the PS6 or the next-gen Xbox?" Which is an interesting topic in itself, because if the Xbox is basically just an Xbox-branded PC, and the PlayStation 6 is basically just the PS5 again, the question really is, do you want a subpar, or I guess streamlined gaming PC with an Xbox logo on it, or do you want a box that'll give you some timed exclusivity and is hilariously overpriced? Because it's going to charge you out the butthole for games and for online access and for the hardware itself, and you're not going to get great performance out of the hardware if history is to be believed. I could be wrong about that part, but the part I'm not going to be wrong about is the pricing. And at the end of the day, why should you even care about the pricing of these games on the PlayStation when you could just, wait a few months and get them on PC? I've been saying for a long time that once exclusivity goes away, then the consoles are going to have to compete one-on-one with each other more effectively. The consoles themselves are going to have to make themselves more appealing to people if they can't hold games hostage. But with the 10th console generation looming over our heads now, it seems like we're in for the stupidest showdown of all time, because the direction that these platforms are going in to make themselves more appealing without holding games hostage is the stupidest direction possible. Xbox is at least recognizing a niche here. Basically being a starter PC with Xbox branding. I can at least see the appeal of that if you're not already a PC gamer. The PlayStation, I straight up do not see the appeal of at this point. Like, really, what have they done? They're ditching exclusivity, sure, but what are they giving you in return? How are they making themselves more appealing as a platform if not by exclusive games? Because from my perspective, they're not doing fucking anything. And so I quote tweeted my boy Gonads and said, "Next-gen Xbox is just a PC, PS6 is just a timed exclusive box. Just get a PC." Because really, what else is there to this conversation? Given what we know about these two consoles, at least. If you care about gaming, if you care about gaming into the future, if you care about gaming like with your current library, with the library of the past, if you want as many games as possible, for as reasonably as priced as possible, with as much access to your hardware as possible, why would you not get a PC? It has the biggest library of games. There's no backwards compatibility because you don't need backwards compatibility. You can just play all the games from every era. There's reports coming out that Microsoft is working on official Xbox emulators to get older Xbox games working on the PC. You have all the emulators of all the other consoles. You don't have to pay to play your own games online. You have mods. You have all the games that aren't available on consoles anyways, like, AAA AA and indie exclusive games, why would you not just get a PC? Oh, because the hardware is so expensive? Yeah, because the next gen console is going to be so cheap, right? You'll save what, $200-300 buying a next gen console instead of getting a pre-built PC or building your own PC. You'll save a few $100 on the hardware, but then immediately lose a few $100 by overpaying for games, paying for next gen updates, which are a fucking scam. Paying to play your own games online. The PC hardware costs more up front, but you also make that money up almost immediately because literally everything but the hardware is cheaper on the PC. But let's take another look at this tweet that I made. I said, no next gen views, 33,000 views, 132 comments, I have a special power. It's been a while since I did one of these. Yeah, so I got in trouble with all the console fanboys from both sides this time for simply pointing out the obvious. That if you are going to buy a next-gen piece of gaming hardware, there's really not much of a point to buying either of these consoles, given what we know about them, instead of just getting a PC. So let's go through some of the most amazing and intelligent responses that people had for me, because I really don't know why this was controversial. I don't know why this was controversial. The industry is moving towards the PC. We all know that. The PC is going to be able to do everything the next-gen consoles do and more. We all know that. But, let's hear from the console fans about why I'm wrong and stupid for saying you should get a PC instead of a next-gen console when the PC does literally everything the next-gen consoles do and more. This one's bad. This one's real bad. They're digging real deep now. Jay tweets me and says, "No, I'll continue to get games like GTA 6 and PlayStation Studio games day one. Thank you." You're going to see a lot of console fanboys use GTA 6 as a bragging point in this video, by the way, which I think is funny. It's like you buy the console, and one of the big reasons you buy the console is like, oh, the console games, the first-party console games. But then the big game that you use as a bragging point is a third-party game that everyone knows is going to PC. It's just kind of telling on yourself here. But also, this is what's so funny to me. You hear a lot about console fanboys saying that PC gamers got no games. The PC gamers got no games. They have no games to play. That's why they want our games. They have no games. But then you hear PC gamers say, yeah, we don't care about waiting for a port of a PlayStation game or waiting for the GTA 6 port. We're not going to go buy consoles just to play this one game a little bit early. We're perfectly happy waiting for the superior version of it on our platform. And it just sounds to me like maybe you don't have games. If you're so desperate for games on day one because you have nothing else to do in the meantime and nothing else to play in the meantime, that's why the day one games are a point of buying the entire thing. It kind of just sounds like you don't have games. Because one of the reasons why we don't mind waiting for ports is because we have a lot of games. We have way more games than you. If you're sticking with a platform and the only real big reason why you seem to be sticking with it is because a handful of games come there a little bit earlier, it just doesn't sound like a great reason to me. Like, I'm sorry, this doesn't really sound like a good reason to me. Sir Raddington says, why? So I can spend 3 hours fixing a game before it's playable because 90% of ports these days suck just so I can wait a year or 3 to play some, not all Sony games? Why are we still pushing this lie about subpar PC games? Like PC port? Like, why are we still doing this? 90% of PC ports are unplayable for 3 hours before you fix them. It's like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I booted up a PC game and spent more than 5 minutes in the settings menu. Like, I genuinely could not tell you the last time it took me more than 5 minutes to get the settings where I wanted them. Does that mean unoptimized PC ports don't come out? No, of course unoptimized PC ports come out. Of course they do. But also unoptimized console ports come out as well. At least we can do something about our bad ports. This epidemic of bad PC ports, it's not real. Why do you guys keep doing this? Why do you keep saying this? If you want to give me solid examples of bad PC ports, I'm happy to agree or disagree about the state of that port. But to say that 90% of PC ports these days suck? Like, genuinely, where are you getting that from? Just scream louder that you don't know anything about PC gaming. If anything, I think it's the opposite. I think at least 90% of PC games that come out are perfectly acceptable. And that remaining 10% most of the time can be fixed with a couple minutes in your settings menu. Or, at the very worst, restarting the game. At Brand Destroyer says, nope, we play the games when they come out. We don't wait. So PS6 it is. Nobody cares about Xbox and PC is irrelevant. Remember to tell Capcom that PC is irrelevant. I'm sure they would really love to hear that from you. Also, we play games right when they come out. We don't wait. We don't care about bad reviews. We don't care about subpar optimization. We don't care if the game is disappointing. All we care about is saying we played the game right when it came out. We don't actually care about the details. We just want to say that we were there on day one, baby. We're true gamers. Don't fuck with true gamers. We don't even know what the fuck game we played. We just know we were there on day one and that's what matters. Day one, baby. Day one for 3 trophies and then never touching it again. Ooh, true gamers here. Blood Saber says, and PC won't get GTA 6 at launch. Suck shit. Again, like you have a PlayStation profile picture. PlayStation with a crown. Your PlayStation is your big platform, and the reason why it's your big platform is because third-party game that you know we are getting, because you say at launch. So it's not even that we're not getting GTA 6. It's just we're not getting it at launch. The big selling, like I really need this to sink in. The selling point of your system that tries to sell itself on first-party IP and first-party exclusives, the big selling point zinger of your system is a third-party timed exclusive, and you think this is a W for your side? I think you might just need a Twix. I think you might just need to take a nap. This is not a winning argument. The RVV1994 says 80% of PC ports are utter garbage. Only peasants wait to play great games. PS6 is the only right choice. PC is for bottom dwellers. So we went from 90% of PC ports are garbage to 80% of PC ports are garbage. Only peasants wait to play great games. Is the game not great if you wait to play it? There's the rub. Is the game not great if I waited to play it? Does the game somehow get greater if I play it earlier than I otherwise would have? The answer should be no. The game is either great or it's not. And if the game is great, no matter when it's played, why do you care when I play it? It once again sounds to me like maybe you just don't have any patience because you don't have any games to play. And you don't seem to care that you don't have games to play because maybe you don't actually care about the games. You care about the branding. So I don't care about your opinion. Moving on. James says, why PC? Takes too much space. So make a smaller one, James. Make a smaller one. What? This is so adorable. Just the PC takes so much space. Okay, so don't do that then. This PC case is too big. James, little one, just pick a different case. Chorizo says, nah, I'm good with that, fam. PC is a more expensive Xbox, and we all know PlayStation is better than PC. Oh, I mean, you said it, so it's gotta be true. We all know PlayStation's better than PC, right? We all know that. That's why Sony keeps desperately putting their games on PC. That's why third-party publishers are outselling the consoles on the PC. That's why the entire industry is bending over backwards to accommodate the PC. But we all know PlayStation's better than PC, right? I said it. I don't have to explain it. If I say it confidently enough, I don't have to explain it. Oh, chorizo. You silly, silly little man with a dog shit haircut. Alex says, so just get an Xbox that is a PC, is what I'm hearing. Which, frankly, understandable if that's what you heard. Because if you're coming from the outside looking in, and I say, get a PC, also Xbox is a PC, I guess if you're, like, from the outside looking in, fair to misunderstand what I said as get an Xbox, which is a PC. So I respond and I say, well, I mean, it's looking like next-gen Xbox is going to be a PC, but more restrictive / streamlined. At that point, get an actual PC. Because if you are starting from zero, and it's a choice of between an Xbox and a PC, and the Xbox is a PC but less, yeah, just bite the bullet, get an actual PC at that point. Don't get the transition PC, get the actual PC. Don't get the PC with most of the benefits or the PC with some of the benefits, get the PC with all the benefits. What are you doing? But then Grey Hoodie says, Windows OS in the living room is shite. The new Xbox is going to have a version of Windows that will make it more bearable. Why on earth should I get a less capable PC? So you First of all, Windows is only shit in the living room if you don't know what you're doing. I don't understand I don't understand how Windows is shit in the living room. It's literally the same exact Windows, just on a bigger screen. But also, the new Xbox is going to have a version of Windows that will make it bearable. Why should I get a less capable PC? So the new Xbox is going to have the streamlined, less feature complete Windows, but that makes it more capable, is your argument? The Xbox with less features and less customization, but a more streamlined interface, that makes it a more capable PC than a regular PC? What are you talking about? I also got a response to that response from El Chapo, who just says, fucking idiot, lol, clown, clown, clown. Because, you know, when in doubt, just swear and call me a clown instead of even trying to respond to the points that I made. Alex says, so get a PC, or get an Xbox that is a PC. I say, well, no, there's going to be a difference between the Xbox PC and a PC. I think you should get a PC. And you just say, fucking idiot. I believe my perspective even more now. You understand that, right? You understand that's how this works. I believe my side of the debate even more because you explicitly don't have a response to it. Your response to my perspective is just to swear at me and spam emojis at me. That makes me even more confident that I'm right, you fucking loser. Darkborn says PS ports have been trash. I'll stick to PS5 and get a PS6. Again, where is this idea of PC ports being trash coming from? Where is this coming from? Also, is that a Knights of the Old Republic remake profile picture? Where is that game? Where is it? Nobody knows where it went. But, you know, keep repping the game that doesn't exist while you also lie about PC ports and rep the PlayStation, right? This is 100% on brand to me. All of this makes sense. Otaku Grandpa says, generally true, but really depends on the price. When PS4 was $400, you aren't touching that with a sub $1,000 PC. Oh my god, you had me in the first half, but now then you just had to keep talking and you destroyed your own point. When the PS4 was $400, you aren't touching that with a sub 1000 PC. Bro, that is when so many people switched to PC, myself included. I switched to PC during the PS4 generation, and my first gaming PC was, I think, $550. I got it pre-built for like $550. And it smoked the PS4. It, at worst, matched the PS4. At best, completely smoked it. If you want to make the argument that the PC is more expensive or that it generally depends on the price, I would agree with you. But then you did the console fanboy thing where you just kept talking and you destroyed your own point. Because here you are saying that the $400 PS4 wasn't touched with a sub $1,000 PC. Literally so many of us PC gamers can firsthand tell you that you were wrong about that. Like we were there. We lived through that. You are wrong. That's not what happened. Old Man Gaming Guru says the 5-year PC port initiative has come to a close. Too bad you gotta wait till next year to find out if it's true. No more single-player Sony games going to PC, live service only, and maybe third-party development. Hang on. You really think Sony's not putting games on PC anymore because it's been 5 years since they started porting to PC? You really think that looking at all this money that Sony is making on the PC, you really think they're going to stop? Like, oh, well, they said it was a 5-year initiative and you gotta wait to find out if it's true. Well, if I have to wait, that means you have to wait, right? So we don't know what's happening, right? So why are you so confident? You're confident that Sony is going to just suddenly stop doing the thing that's making them money? I'm confident they're going to keep doing the thing that makes them money. Which one of our assumptions sounds more realistic? Cause I think it's mine. At Pixel Nomad says, even if the PS6 is a timed exclusive box, I will get it. I don't want to wait for their exclusives, and I also don't want to rebuild my PlayStation catalog all over again on the PC. Who said that you have to sell your PlayStations to get a PC? I don't want to rebuild my PlayStation catalog. Okay, so don't. Keep the old PlayStations for the PlayStation games? ? But also, you don't want to wait for their exclusive. If you really don't want to wait for their exclusives, if they really could do fucking anything with the platform itself and you'll still buy it because of the exclusives, fucking stay over there. I swear. I feel like I have such a more forgiving attitude of people coming to PC than my counterparts do. I feel like I'm much less PC gatekeeping than other PC gamers. I recognize that. I recognize that some PC gamers, even in my own audience, can sometimes get annoyed with me for that. And it's because I have a good big heart You know, I have a good big heart, I make a good big fart, and I think people who want to play games and who really care about games should be on the PC, assuming they're willing to leave their console's stupid mindsets behind. But if you have a console stupid mindset, stay on the console stupid, okay? Stay on the console stupid, you stupid. We've gotten to the point in the video where we've devolved to me just being in 4th grade and calling people stupid. You're a big stupid poopy head. Next one. Tripster says PC doesn't have the ease of use as a console. PC lacks convenience. Do you hear my head in my hands right now? Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Tripster. And anyone else who has this opinion still. Every fucking person is tech literate enough to turn on a PC and click play on a game. Everyone is tech literate enough to use PC gaming at its most basic functions. And if they are not tech literate enough to do that, they are not tech literate enough for a console either. Now, is everyone tech literate enough to assemble a PC, to disassemble a PC, to look at like drivers and fancy graphic settings and stuff? No, I'll give you the point that they're probably not everyone is tech literate enough to do that. As basic as I may think it is, and as basic as you may think it is, not everyone is tech literate enough to do that, whereas they may be tech literate enough to work a console. However, that does not mean the learning curve is steep. The learning curve of PC is so dramatically overblown by people who don't actually play on PC. If you are tech literate enough to play on console, you are tech literate enough to play on PC in its most basic form. And if you are tech literate enough to play on PC in its most basic form, you are more than tech literate enough to just learn these things on the fly, because they are not complicated once you see them in context of PC gaming. But there I go again, having a really big heart and making a really big fart. Chris says no one campaigns harder than a PC guy seeking validation. All this in response to this, by the way. Where am I seeking validation? Where am I seeking validation? I'm saying that to a PC gamer, or really just to a gamer in general, I don't understand the appeal of the next-gen consoles over a gaming PC. How is that me seeking validation? I am pointing out disparities between different products. How is that me seeking validation? If you think my point is so ridiculous that it's just on its face is me seeking validation, why don't you tell me what I'm missing? You're not going to do that because I'm not missing anything. It's like I said to the last guy, if you're just gonna throw insults and not have any points, I'm just gonna believe my points even more because your behavior is proving to me that you have no counter argument. Shad J says, and which of those two will Rockstar ship for first? Again, it's not a flex that the only advantage of your platform is a worse version of a third-party game that's coming to PC anyways. Last one. Angel says, sometimes it's best if those people stay on console. And then Paris the Xbox cuck says, nice try, you pedophile. Shall I expose what you went to prison for? You aren't even allowed around children.
What? 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 What?
Aren't console fanboys fun? Aren't they so fun? Aren't we having such a fun time together? Oh my goodness. Look, if you have a reason for wanting the next-gen console over a PC, I'm happy to hear it. That's just why it's funny to make these videos, because as happy as I am to hear legitimate reasons, no one seems to be making those legitimate reasons. And not only do people not seem to be making those legitimate reasons, they seem to be getting angry at me for even thinking that they should have legitimate reasons. Like, I'm sorry, but before I spend hundreds of dollars on a piece of gaming tech and then hundreds more dollars on subscription fees and games and controllers and all that nonsense, I'm sorry that I want some justification to be there. If you think it's a problem that I want justification to be there, maybe you shouldn't be there. Anyways, time for the Doofus Club. My goodness golly, this was a long one. Muskie, Kyle Ward 789, Ed Omega, Big Fudge, Devastator 2000, Blast, Hard Cheese, One Man Savage, Webby fucking Leave, Dude, Wings of Redemption. Oh, fucking old memes. I love that. Klepto Penguin, The Jojo 6, Axel Liam, Molthium, The Beesoms, Evan Co, Really Zerd, Gaming with Dead People, Oracle, Return of the King, but is Upside Down, Biscuit 1101, Raffle Coaster, Adam Raz 26, Max Killer B2 Gaming, Nate, Blast 1314, Gabber, Note 347, Hardcore, Mario Maybe Cuck, but Harmon Can't Get a Girl, Michael Musial, Master Killer, Firestorm 2056, Demetrius Papajorno, Tom Schnorlaxon, Shantae is Gooner Metroid. Fuck, that's actually true. Unknown 1867-18, Kevdog 1992, Zombie Killer 5072, Official Drags, but Your Honor, the Mythbusters made me do it. Bear Brain, Epion 504, Grimsy, Edge Shadow Bearer 1789, Shadow the Hedgehog for the Nintendo GameCube, Espresso Hunter, Kushka, Unicorn Rocker, Bender Fondue, The Mode is Fine, Stop Being a Doofus, Fat Tits of Lardation, shout out Sean Ranklin, T-Train, Rising Earth, Sense Nikage, and Oddville Law, Forgot to change my name, Partial Mean 8, Volksalto, Cardman 4372WX, I need a stupid name, but Joe to read out loud for everyone to see, Gold Pyrex, Alderoth 01, Kitten Slicer 420, give me your cats, Doug Nixie, Smile, Snake Eyes 327, Joe, why would you leave us? We miss you, sexy man. MQ239, MK2396E. I'm still in the moat, Joe, please get help. Henthix, Machina Gamma, Elite, Fire Hazard 105, GWXSS, Wrestling Wolf, OK Toodles, Tech Gaming, Jungle Zone, Slim Jim, All Games Video, Why You Little, Joe from Anthicon, Chris Void, Proper for the Rat King, Jessica Shepard, Ricky Spell, Reedy Dabby. I did it right that time. Autonomic Dog 49. I did the fucking Jessica Shepard and Riki Spiral correct, and then I immediately trip over my own fucking mouth. Crewman the Steel Angel, Doug Dimmadome Doofus of the Dimmadoofus Club, Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron Von Vaderham, Cyrus 6771, Don't Call Me Doofus, It Hurts My Feelings, 2X940, You Haven't Helped Him Out of the Moat, Joe, and You Are Laughing, Joe, ha ha ha, Joe, The First Doofus, Creed Warrior 23, Max the Chev, The Chap Is Back, Totally Insane, Black Cobra, The Enwas Slayer, Knight of Cyber, ML04, I own 6 copies of Click 2006 on Blu-ray, PP Bang, Dog Chicken Sucker, Mom Banger 9009. That's different. Wolf of Midnight, Sig Rider, Pig Venus, Steve One Studios, Film McCracken, Ohm Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thorns Game, Maganex, Severin Evans, Mr. Sonny 3, The Kids Islander, for Hawaiian, because of Pow Pow, White Trouble, Donnie West, Nick Donegan, Jaws Max on Twitch, Come Hang All, Gob Gods and Rogue Winter 919, Bobby Henner, Candy Kitten Fanny, Hangman for Hire, Elden Noble, Frost Crystal, Biogenesis, Ian in Action, Poppy Fingers 97, The Manga Key, Scrapper Skull, Ghost Ho, Ryusagi, Vasco, Raptor Tim, The Amazing Blight Man, Blue Hook, Film Attempt, It's Real Cool Club, and you're not part of it, Jody Breeze, Smitty, Werger, Younger Man Jensen. Dude, I'm so mad. I'm on the topic of a Screeching Weasel reference. I'm so mad I missed Punk in the Park. Punk in the Park Denver was this weekend. I fucking missed it, dude. I'm so mad. Smitty, Werger, Yoga Man Jensen, a Chilzard named Max, Lore McAdvertisement, Diego Garcia, Judge, Jesse, Mike Biggins, I'm American Idiot, Harmon Smith on the chin, Oh No, it's Justin, Rand, Rui, Tooney Wayne, Extreme Wolf 7, Joey Scoops, Negative Creep, Joe Taco, Poop, Pete, Bang, Cat, Chicken Sucker, Mom Banger, 8008. Wannabe Hobo, Judge, West Bill, Dude Char, Rob C, Veg, Groove Banana, Curtin, Alex, Back to the Scrum Master, Jonely fans coming soon, OK Toodles, OK. You thought I was going to say OK Toodles. You thought I was going to say it, but I didn't. That's why OK Toodles.